An inspector calls Grade 9 essay. How does Priestley present the character of Eric Birling? In the stage directions, Eric Birling is described as in his early 20s, not quite at ease, half shy, half assertive. The first comment he makes is, I just felt I had to laugh. Eric does not explain why he laughs and is nervous because before speaking he suddenly coughs. It is immediately clear to the audience that Eric is uncomfortable in some way and this activates a sense of intrigue. When Gerald jovially remarks that the arrival of the inspector could be because Eric's been up to something, he answers, I don't think it's very funny. Eric's response makes the audience suspicious of him. Eric Berling is completely dominated by his parents. When he mentions the possibility of an imminent war, his father dismisses it as nonsense. Eric makes it very clear to Mr. Berling that he cannot understand why Eva Smith is sacked just because she'd a bit more spirit than the others. When the inspector reveals the horrific way Eva Smith dies, Eric is very distressed and responds emotionally by simply saying, My God. He shows compassion for the young lady who dies on the way to the hospital, and the audience empathizes with him. Yet shortly, dramatic tension in the play intensifies when it becomes evident that Eric is also implicated in this tragic death. Eric was just like the others, abusing his power over a poor girl. In fact, Eric's mistreatment of Eva is far worse than the rest put together. In her degrading and desperate predicament, Eric takes advantage of her dire vulnerability and confesses that he was in a state when a chap easily turns nasty. He does confess that he wasn't in love with her, which makes the revelation that she's pregnant even more shocking. I didn't even remember. That's the hellish thing. Oh my God. In 1912, when the play was set, it was socially and morally unacceptable for an unmarried woman to have a child. Eric Birling can be seen as a metaphor for the ruling class, and Eva Smith as a metaphor for the poor. One is cruelly exploited by the other. Whilst having a clandestine affair with Eva, Eric steals money from his father's business to keep her going, and if this information becomes public, the Berling's family reputation would be ruined. Eric stoically remarks on the futility of Mr. Berling's distress at the possibility of not being on the honours list. What does it matter now whether they give you a knighthood or not? Mr. Berling is also at this point incandescent and shocked because Eric stole money and seems oblivious to the fact his son had an illicit affair which results in a tragic death. Eric philosophically comments, the money is not the important thing. It's what happened to that girl and what we did to her that matters. We witness a significant change in Eric when he decisively tells Mr. Berling, You're not the kind of father a chap could turn to when he's in trouble. It could be argued that one of the most dramatic scenes in the play is when Eric, nearly at breaking point, discovers his mother saw Eva Smith 2 weeks ago. He openly tells her, Yes, and you killed her, and my child, your only grandchild, you killed them both. It is the only time in the play when Mrs. Berling is very distressed. This is a powerful turning point in the play because Eric, who initially is non-assertive, now confidently articulates his thoughts and feelings and controls the entire scene. Eric is perhaps justified when he tells his parents that, I'm ashamed of both of you. He has made a great mistake, which he bitterly regrets and is never likely to forget, yet is horrified at his parents' indifference to the tragic death of Eva Smith. Whether the inspector was real or a fake, Eric wisely declares, He was our police inspector, all right. He wants his parents to admit their role in the downfall of Eva Smith and acknowledge that they have done something wrong. He judiciously comments, "The fact remains that I did what I did." Inspector Gould has a profound effect on Eric, and he matures as an individual, and decisively tells his parents that they cannot foolishly behave as if the extraordinary evening is a hoax. "You're beginning to pretend that nothing's really happened at all, and I can't see it like that." Priestley uses Eric Birling to convey his message to the audience about the immoral behavior of the privileged classes. Excessive drinking and casual relationships can have disastrous consequences. Eric treated Eva Smith as if she were an animal, a thing, not a person. He is ashamed of his behavior and shows that he is capable of changing for the better. Eric represents a younger generation who are more impressionable and therefore give hope that society can improve if people accept a sense of responsibility.